The Premier League champions. A reborn Manchester City, the world champions. Arteta's last chance. The Europa League winners. Manchester United, burning for revenge. The Premier League is no longer just a competition, it's evolving into something far greater, far more dangerous. The giants are awakening, the underdogs are wounded, and the distance between triumph and disaster has never been so small. Last season was the warning shot. This season is the explosion. This is not simply the start of a new campaign. It's the dawn of the most unpredictable war the Premier League has ever faced. But how brutal will it be? And who has what it takes to survive? From a distance, last season seemed entertaining. But if you followed it closely, you knew something was off. There was no true race for the title. Liverpool dominated with authority. Arsenal chased for a while but could never close the gap. The rest of the so-called top six completely collapsed. Manchester United finished 15th. For a club of that size, history, and spending power, it wasn't just poor, it was humiliating. Tottenham somehow limped to 17th, clinging to survival by a single spot. At times, they looked like strangers on the pitch. No energy, no chemistry, no structure. Even Manchester City, usually the benchmark for excellence, weren't themselves not due to poor coaching, but because of injuries and an aging core. Rodri was sidelined. Diaz missed crucial matches. Ake was never fully fit. De Bruyne looked drained. Consistency was gone. The outcome? Liverpool coasted to the title. Arsenal tried but never truly threatened. The rest of the big names were miles from contention, and the league lost its competitive edge. Sure, there were surprise results, but they came more from top clubs underperforming than from smaller clubs raising their game. This season feels entirely different. Nearly every team has repaired its flaws. Statement signings have been made. Managers replaced. Strategies reinvented. Survival isn't the goal, dominance is. The energy mirrors the legendary 2012-13 season, one of the most relentless in Premier League history. Back then, the top seven didn't just compete, they suffocated the table. From 9th to 16th, there was a mere 5-point gap. Mid-table safety didn't exist. One bad week could drop you 5 places. At the bottom, QPR ended with only 25 points and 4 wins. Reading managed 28. The top clubs drained every bit of oxygen from the league. And that top 7? Manchester United, Manchester City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Tottenham, Everton, and Liverpool, each strong, each with a clear identity, each a nightmare to face. No freebies, no easy weekends. That's the energy building now. The big clubs aren't just fixing weaknesses, they're evolving. They're dangerous, loaded with talent, and ready to go all in. The top 7, maybe even the top 8, could all be locked in a fight for glory. When the elite clubs hit form at the same time, it's a nightmare for everyone else. Because when the top dogs are firing together, there's nowhere to hide. So, who's leading the charge into this chaos? Naturally, we start with Manchester City. Last season wasn't the usual City dominance we've grown used to. Not because they suddenly became a bad team, but because the structure cracked. Pep had to rebuild on the fly. First, the injuries. Rodri, the heartbeat of the side, missed more matches than anyone. Ruben Dias and Nathan Ake, 2 pillars at the back, were in and out of the squad. Then came the age factor. Kevin De Bruyne couldn't maintain the same intensity over 90 minutes. You could see the legs slowing. Ilkay Gundogan, his were already gone, leaving a huge gap in midfield. Without control, without dominance, City's rhythm broke, and they paid the price. But Pep is never passive. He's already hit reset. Letting De Bruyne go was bold, but it was the right call. He shipped him to Napoli and brought in Ryan Cherry, a different type of player, but one with the unpredictability and passing range to recreate some of what De Bruyne brought. Younger, hungrier, more dynamic. Exactly the injection City needed. In that creative role, then came the Gundogan replacement, Tijani Reinders. Technically excellent, high work rate, and perfect for the interior role in City's positional game. Good on the ball, tactically intelligent, and a natural link between midfield and attack. Pep also strengthened the flanks with Aurori, a fullback who can tuck inside, stretch wide, and play multiple roles, giving him the tactical flexibility João Cancelo once offered. You can see the plan: rebuild the spine, restore midfield creativity, regain positional flexibility, and add tactical depth. The only question? Adaptation time. New players rarely hit the ground running in Pep's system, but this time he's had a full preseason to wire them in, and when Pep gets that, City usually become lethal again. They might not have looked like monsters last year, but if this reset works, they'll be sharper, stronger, and more unpredictable than ever. And just when it looks like City might have a grip on the title again, there's another club quietly rebuilding its empire. Tottenham. Last season, Spurs hit rock bottom, 17th place, not just bad, humiliating. Yes, they pulled off a Europa League miracle, but in the Premier League they were lost. Confused tactics, inconsistent lineups, and players wandering without purpose. But credit to them, they didn't hide. They acted. The rebuild began with the manager. In came Thomas Frank, the former Brentford boss who consistently overachieved with one of the league's smallest budgets. Known for structure, discipline, and squeezing every drop of potential from his players, Frank is now backed at a bigger club with bigger ambitions. Tottenham didn't waste time. They signed Mohamed Kudus from West Ham, a proven Premier League threat. Creative, direct, and able to play across the front line, he's not just flair, he's purpose. An instant upgrade to their attack. They also secured João Palhinha on loan, one of the best ball-winning midfielders during his Fulham days. The perfect Thomas Frank player: balance, defensive steel, and the freedom it gives the creative players to push forward.